How's it going? I'm Brandon Joffe with Inspired Resolutions, and I wanted to just give a little message, something that's been on my mind because I get asked this question constantly. I have so many parents who say, "Hey, I have a teen who's not motivated," and so many teens who come to me and say, It's impossible for me to get motivated to do my schoolwork or to do the things that I want to do. And I don't know why I can't get myself to do them, whether it be working out or it be homework or it be some other activity that they want or it be chores or anything. But the concept that people are bringing is I can't motivate myself, and they are assuming and insinuating that there's something wrong with them. Okay, and this message is for teens, this is for parents, but I hope to especially help teens out with this message. So the assumption is because I can't motivate myself to do this thing I should do or to do this thing that I want to do, I must be broken. And so the first part of my message is you're not broken. Stop looking for how you're broken or why you're broken or even assuming that you are broken. The truth is some things just suck to do. Some things aren't fun. Some things are hard to motivate yourself to do. You might really, really, really want to do it, but you just can't get the ball rolling. And you're not alone in that. That's a human condition. It is what it is. Most likely you are not broken. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some people who are experiencing true depression. I don't just mean you feel down. I mean, this deep depression that gets in the way and is totally preventing you from doing things you would normally like to do. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about those things that you feel like you should be motivated to do, but you just never actually follow through or motivate yourself. Okay. Now, it's important to understand motivation. Motivation I believe, has been misconstrued, and there are thousands of books that talk about getting yourself motivated, and there's this assumption that you need to find motivation in order to achieve goals or achieve activities or achieve following through with the thing that you want to follow through with. And I think that idea, that concept, that mindset is a cancer in our society. We've got a whole bunch of teens, adults, and everybody else walking around thinking, wanting to feel motivated. Now, feeling motivated, it feels good. It's like a rush. It is a high almost. And so we've got all these people running around trying to do things they know they should do, and they're waiting to feel that high, feel motivated. They're waiting to feel good, and then they're going to do it. Well, I'm proposing something different. That isn't how motivation starts most of the time. Okay, now this isn't going to be easy to hear because it's not actually going to help you all that much, but maybe you'll get in a different mindset so that you stop chasing the feeling of motivation in order to achieve things in your life. Don't worry about getting motivated. See, motivation usually comes after you do the thing that you don't want to do. Motivation usually comes from doing something in a routine, doing something over and over again, and then you kind of get a second wind feeling, and then you feel some success or you feel good about achieving, and then you get motivated. Now, I know that sometimes you really, really want to get in shape, so you get a motivation, but have you ever noticed that those beginning motivations, those times that you just kind of have a bug to do something, it lasts 2 days to maybe 2 weeks, but it's not long lasting. And so if you want to be successful, if you want to achieve, you've got to find a way to do things, to be uncomfortable, to do things that you don't want to do without motivation. Then I guarantee you will have spurts of motivation along the way to kind of propel you and keep your momentum going so that you don't quit. Okay, But the idea, the concept that you need to find the motivation to do things is totally unhealthy, is totally unproductive, and it isn't helping you. If you could train yourself to build routines, to slowly do things that you don't want to do. In essence, I'm saying you got to be uncomfortable before you feel the comfort of motivation. Okay. And so you've got to remember, motivation comes in small spurts. Okay. And it's usually not a very long spurt when it's before you have done something in routine or been uncomfortable doing things that you don't want to do necessarily. The routine is what spurs long-term motivation. Routine, routine, routine. And remember, you are not broken just because you can't find motivation. In fact, if you have trouble finding motivation to do things that you should do, you're in the norm. You're normal. Now, the next piece of this, the next thing that you have to do to be successful in finding motivation is you have to accept your behaviors and habits. If you're not honest about your behaviors and habits, you can't change them. And sometimes you might be honest with your behaviors and habits and realize that's not something I'm going to pursue because there's no way I'm ever going to get myself to do that. Okay. There's plenty of things I would like to do in my life, but I'm real with myself. I'm not motivated enough to do it. I'm motivated enough to become somewhat fit and exercise 5-6 days a week, but I know if I really put the time in, I could become a triathlete, and I kind of want to become a triathlete. It's not just that I don't have the motivation, it's I'm honest. I'm not willing to put in the work, so I'm not going to do this rigmarole and pretend like I really want to do that. Okay, so you've got to be honest sometimes in what you're going to be willing to do in a routine and what you're going to be willing to pursue. Okay, so accept your behaviors, accept your limitations. We all have limitations. And stop the denial and the justifications. And, again, just be honest with yourself about yourself. Okay? Sometimes people spend so much time excusing themselves. They're just not honest. You know what? I was lazy. I didn't follow through. I'm going to try again. And that's the key. If you want something that you can't, quote unquote, find the motivation for, you've got to keep pushing forward. You try again. You might try 1,000 times before you're successful. Okay. And in that 1,000 times, most likely, you're going to build a routine. So I hope that I maybe changed your mindset and attitude towards motivation. And I hope that this video helps somebody break through some of their denial and justifications and maybe helps a few of you build a routine so that you can find that healthy motivation that's long lasting. Thanks for listening.